So basically in ISU, we have three different modules, right? DM, billing, and FICA, right? So DM, business master data, then technical master data. So business master data is nothing but your shapes. Yeah. So we have three kind of business master data, three object as a business master data. One is your contract account. Sorry. Contract account. The second business master data is your second business master data is your business partner. And third business master data is your contract. Then comes your TMD, right? So you have four objects for your TMDs. And one is the silent object, which is called as device location, right?
Yes.
Is installation, then comes premise, then come connection object, then come your device, then device location. Right? This is your TMD. This five objects is your TMD. These three objects is your BMD. So BMD and TMD is linked with your contract. Right? When you do a move out, move in, then a contract is created, which links your BMD and TMD. So these are the four, like these are the major objects where ISU revolve everything. So most of the things from the billings perspective, we have to do the configuration based on the installation level, right?
Yes.
So let me try to open any of the installation in the system.
And they are working on the ANA, right?
Sorry?
Like all the training will be on the ANA, right? Yes, for ANA.
Yeah, it's HANA only. It's HANA only. So there is not much difference between HANA and ECC. Configuration
Okay,
steps are same only.
yeah, because I was working in the ECC side, so
Yeah. Configuration both in HANA and ECC is same. So see, this is your
okay.
basically this is your installation structure, right? So
Yes,
where in
yes,
the
yes.
installation you have premise, you have like contract. So this is the main object
Right.
that links between your BMD and TMD.
Yeah.
So in the premise, you have assigned the connection object. So connection object is nothing but we store your address details. It is your address details. And basically this main structure, right? This billing class, rate category, these two plays an important role in billing. So you can see this billing class, this like this differentiate what kind of customer it is, whether it is a residential customer, commercial customer, or like industrial customer. Like let's say it's you can say billing class aggregate your higher level of classification of the customer. So let's say you have four major types of customers like residential, commercial, and industrial. And in residential, you further have a segregation such as residential local or residential urban, right? So
Yes.
that classification is achieved by rate category. So you can have under this residential class, you can maintain different like type of rate categories. Like here it is H, then you can maintain a different type of these customers. Then in rate category, you maintain like see you already have the residential billing class, and yet this is outsort which you are resolving, right?
Okay.
Here
Yes.
we maintain
Yes.
outsort check group in the rate category. So based on this, your validation get fails. Like here you can see this is a standard outsort.
Yes.
I will show you how you can check that particular outsort. And then on the on the rate category itself, we have a billing schema. Billing schema is nothing but your rate steps. Like you have, uh, for example, this particular you have different billing schema created for different billing class. Let's say for residential, you have this rate schema, right? And you can create based on like whether you want to have any of the division. You know, right? What is a division? Division is nothing but your
Yes.
services,
Yes.
electricity, water,
Service.
and
Yes.
so for this electricity, this bill schema will be there for water. You can segregate further. Like this is optional over here, but you can segregate. So in the rate schema step, right, you can see you can have a multiple rates. Like schema will decide whether which rate needs to be assigned in which sequence, execute in which sequence. You can have multiple rates created, and that rates you need to assign in the schema step so that it will execute in a sequence wise. Like here you can see the example, right? You have three rates over here. One R 24 hours TN, R 24 hours like R residential rent, R 24 hour KWH, right? These three
Yes.
rates are so based on this, like you can have n number of rates. Like not necessary that all the rates will be executed, but what you do in this schema step is like you define your whatever rates you have. Let's say for residential, you have 10 rates. So you can define the 10 rates over here and you can give the sequence like first you need to execute this rent rate, then this HRSTN rate, then HR. Here you define like what is the sequence. You can see over here the sequence also. Where it is. This pre-sorting key. See here you can see the sequence number, consecutive number, right?
Yes.
Here it is a sequence like where you have to how these particular rates can be executed. So in this rate, you can see you actually define like what kind of rate it is. So you have different types of rates, right? One is permissible
Yes.
rate, interval rates, like tax permissible, tax permissible. Most we don't use more last two. Mostly we use these four types of rates, like device permissible rate it should be, or interval rate, or fact rates. So register permissible means it's mostly work with your uh, what you can say is like device install, right? Like if you have a meter reading you have to take something, right? In that case, your rate should be register permissible rate. And meters means this is for your right, the new concept like RTP billing and all profiles.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, so in that case, we use this interval rates. So let's say you are going with RTP billing or any kind of that rates. So you need to configure the rate as interval rates. So what interval rates meter specifies here is like the meter reading whichever you are getting, right? It will become from RTP interface. So when you select this RTP meter, interval meter, you have to specify the RTP interface over here. So for that, you will only always get this RTP interface, and from the RTP interface, you will get the reads from your profiles. Then the third type of rate is device permissible rate. So device permissible rate is means like let's say you have some rent of the meter you need to apply it, or any kind of charges at the device level you want to apply. So that particular rate you have to assign at the device permissible rate. Then fact rate. Fact rate means what fact permissible means. this particular rate steps, right? Whatever you are defining these rate steps. So this will be assigned at your facts level. It will not be like it will not execute for any of other three. It will only check for facts permissible. If this rate is assigned, then it will pick up the particular steps. Any question on this particular permissibility? What are rates?
No, no, right now, no.
Sorry, Anil, your voice is.
No, I'm good. So far, I'm good.
So now this particular rate was defined as a fact permissible rate. So we can see what are the rate steps. So see, facts permissible. This like in the rate step, you normally define what variants should you are using. Variants are nothing but kind of, you can say, kind of operation that you need to perform on that particular rate. So standard SAP has provided a number of variants. Uh, like you can create your custom variant as well, but you can see most, like 99.99%, like you can say most of them are using standard only, because SAP has provided everything as a standard. There is just 1% like you create a custom variant and custom and assign here, but most of them are standard only. So I will just let you know what exactly this lump sum is. So you have this lump sum 01, right? So this particular rate, what you do, it builds flat rate including a factor. So this particular variant, it has two operands. It is two operands is nothing. Operands is nothing but your input and output. What input you are passing to that particular variant, and what is the output you are expecting. So here, this particular variant expect two inputs. One is L price, another is a factor, and it will give you output as an amount. So L price is nothing but your fixed price, and factor is nothing but your any kind of factor. Let's say if you define some price 10 rupees as a price for certain equipment, and you have a multiplication factor of 10. So every time you need to multiply that particular price with 10. So you need to assign this factor, and then it will automatically multiplied and it will give you this amount. So are you clear like what is the operand and what is the variant? Hello? Hello?
It's okay. Hello.
Yeah. Nick.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So at the back end, right? In the back end, this particular variance has the, like, if you know the ABAP, so what happened is like at the back end, this particular variant work into a functional model. So what this do is like it will take the input from operand input one, input two. As we see, right? The first input is nothing but your price, L price, and second input is nothing but your factor, and third is output. It will give you amount as an output. Now, what is this DST, CST, BPDS? So this is nothing but the integration point of FICA in your billing. So this we call it as debit sub transaction, credit sub transaction, budget billing debit sub transaction, and budget billing debit sub transactions. So I'm not sure whether you are aware of what is sub transaction and main transactions. I don't, like, do you know what is sub transaction and main transaction, Anil?
I heard that, but I didn't work on that.
Okay. So what happens is like standard whenever you generate a billing or invoicing, right? So you always the main transaction for consumption billing is always 100. So the main transaction for consumption billing is always 100, and for final billing is 200. So what happens is like based on these sub transactions, right? So based on
Yeah.
this sub transaction, the entries are posted into your FICA module. Like if your particular amount, this particular amount is in debit, so it will post again this 50 as a sub transaction. If it is in credit, it will post as a 60 as a sub transaction. If there is any budget billing assigned to that and it is in credit, it will post as 0110 as a sub transaction. If it is debit, it will post as 0110 as a sub transaction. So this is the main integration point from billing to FICA. Now here, if I open this particular operand, so this is just an operand name, and this you can see like operand category. So operand category is nothing but what kind of operand you wanted to create. So you have to select only this many operands. Like let's say amount. You want to create this particular operand as an amount. So operand category should be amount. This is factors, right? If you want to create a factor as an operand, so it will only have a factor value. So you need to select this particular operand category as factor. Or if you want to have some sort of flag, so you have to select a flag. Currently, this is selected as a L price. L price is nothing but your flat rate price. You can see flat rate price. So and there here like for which division again you need to specify like which division this particular operand is created for. And here see this is the usage. Usage is mean normal usage is like it is used for your fact based operand, fact based device based. So we use normal usage. If it is a register based operand, like let's say you want to this particular operand will hold your consumption amount value, let's say meter reading amount or something, so you need to select this register operand. So what system will do is like uh, I will tell you. So what system will do is like when you consider this as a register operand, it will pick only the values which is coming from your meter like registers. Then RTP operand is nothing but for your interval meters. That RTP interface and all we declare, right? So for that, you need to specify this operand as an RTP operand. Then we have this access, operand access. So what is this operand access? This operand access are like uh, proration, how this proration should happen. Like proration, in a sense, proration means what kind of data that has to be picked. Like if you select as all operand values, so it will select all the values for that particular duration. And if you select for the key date, it will select for that particular key date. Let's say for this price, you have a block price or scale price, right? So let's say you have a price from 15, like 1 to 15, you have X price, like 10 as a price, and from 15 to 20, you have different price, and you selected as a key date. So your bill period is falling into that particular key date, so it will pick up that key date amount. Like let's say your bill period is falling in 16 as like a key date. So for 15, your amount is 5, right? It will pick up the 5 value. This particular operand will pick up 5 value. I think it's too much technical for now. Well, like, but when we see the system, you will be clear like what exactly this key date is, what exactly is the value month based is. End bill period is like it will be pick up the end bill period price. Then start bill period is like what was the start bill period that price it will pick up. End period, end rate period is like let's say your rate is ending at the some date. So that date price it will pick up. Then you have the option for rounding, like what kind of rounding you need to perform for this operand. Like you don't want any rounding, you want to always have the roundup value. Let's say your operand amount come as 0.1. So if you select this roundup, so it will always select, like make that particular value as 1 because you have 0.1 and you have selected round up. So whatever the nearest up value, it will pick up that. Round down is like whatever, like let's say it is 0.5, so it will pick up the lower value. The nearest whole, like let's say from 0 to 5, if it will pick up the smallest one. From 5 to 10, it will pick up the largest one. Then this particular reference value type. So normally whenever we create the operand, it's a normal standard operand. Then we have different lightings. Lighting operand is nothing but for unmetered street lights. Like there is another configuration for street lights. So in that case, any reference, like if you're using this particular operand category as a reference operand over here, ref well. So if you select this as ref well, then you need to pass this particular operand usage as lighting. So normally most of the time we only use the standard or lighting for reference value type. And for maintainability is like where this particular operand can be assigned. Like over here you can see not in installation facts. So this is selected means it is not, you cannot apply this particular operand on your installation facts. It is only available, like you can only assign this particular operand at red category or red facts. So whatever it is tick, that is you cannot assign there. So any question Anil till now on the operands, like
I'm getting the general now, but once you configure everything, I'll be clear, I
sorry,
guess.
your voice is
No, I mean, the theory part, it's okay, but once we configure, we'll get know properly. Yes.
yeah. See, this is a demo, right?
Yeah,
I will.
that's what, like, I'm getting the
So
like, general understanding how the operands and how these are picking. But I think once we configure, we'll get to know where from where exactly what it's doing inside.
right. So basically, what we I can show you how you can create a new operand. I don't know whether you are aware of this particular nodes or no. SPRO, then you have to go to
Yeah, utilities, and there we can go to data.
SAP utilities. Then you have to select billing.
Yes.
This is a business master data, billing master data. The year first step is you define the billing class. Billing class,
Yes.
what it do is like it's just 4 or 3 characters identifier. So for example, for residential, you have RES customers. So when we start like actual defining, then we can create our own billing class over here. Then second thing what we define is like schema steps. First billing class, then
Yeah.
schema.
So I have one can clear one project into an implementation.
Sorry, in billing what?
Can we get one end-to-end implementation?
Sure.
One
I
project.
will. Yeah, I will show you like from end to end means what I can do is like I can show you how we can define the rates for a residential
Okay.
customer. Like what are the objects that will be created like from billing class to rate category to your schema steps, rates, then rate determination, variants. I will show you everything. How you will create your price, how the price will be linked up in your engine. Then once we configure this, then I will show you how while generating the invoice and bill document, how and where it is, how you can see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for this is the rate structure. So here we normally configure everything. So as like first step is to define billing class. Second step is to define your schema. As I said, like you create a new schema over here, you give a schema name. Then once you give like X, for example, just give X as a schema name. See here, the mandatory is like for division. Like this particular schema is executing for which division? Electricity, water, or gas. Then billing class. It's a mandatory over here. So for creating the schema, you need to create first billing class. And billing class is the master, you can say umbrella for the billing data. Like you need to provide any description over here, kind of any scheme. I will give you a schema as a description. Then you need to go to schema steps. So for before like see schema step for creating any schema step, you need to have the rate. So here you need to put a rate, which rate you need to assign. So before doing this, you have to create a rate. Not sure, connection was lost. Let me try to log in again. Yeah. So before creating your schema, you have to create your rates as I said. Why it's not going? SAP system is yes. You go into contract billing, billing master data, rate structure. So first you have to define the rate as I said. Define the rates. Here you create the rates. So before creating the rate, you have to create the operands because in rate steps you have to have the operands. So we will go step by step. Like what is the first step? First step is to identify what all operands, what all variants will go. So what exactly we do is like let's say we'll come up with one business scenario. So the customer has two type of customers, like a residential customer and few rates. What are the rates he want? Like fuel charges, normal consumption charges, then let's say some sort of fixed charges. So accordingly, we can design our utility system. So basically,
Yeah. Oh,
this is the main billing master data. Then comes your invoicing. So in invoicing, you have nothing. Most of the time, we don't have much to configure in the invoicing. So basically, what we do is like we just specify the number range over here first for invoicing execution. Like for basic setting for reversal, what will be the reversal category, document type like reversal reasons, what is the reversal reason. Then basic settings for invoicing is nothing like this is determination, tag determination invoicing. Like we don't make any configuration as like until there is a special requirement from the client, because it's most of the standard. The only thing in
And what?
invoice we do is like
Yeah,
we normally create a number ranges, then what is the document types, then most of the things is like, then let's say then there is some sort of any kind of budget billing or anything, then we create in invoice execution. Then here we assign the outsorting for invoicing. So for invoicing, like there is not much configurations, but yeah, I will let you know whatever minimum configurations are required for invoicing as well.
yeah, and I want to learn on blueprint also. Blueprint, and I
Bill
haven't
print,
worked with the.
no, see, bill print, mostly bill print is nothing like it's a bill form, right? So
Yeah.
what I can give is like we cannot create a bill print because you need an ABAP for here, like a developer to create actual what kind of form or layout. But I can give you the overview, like what all situations, like as a functional consultant, what you need to take care for bill print point of view.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Like what all scenarios would be there, like whenever it is reversed, then how you can handle that particular reversal in the bill print. So basically, bill print is nothing but your layout, like form layout, right? Form layout, and mostly it's part of a technical team. You just give them the query, like this data will come from this table, or this data will come from this. But mostly the layout part will come from your technical team. But yeah, I can give you the overview what exactly the bill pay, like where you assign this bill print form and how it is picked up and what are the transaction code to print the bill prints. That I will show you, like how we can set up the batch jobs and all.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions for today? Because I guess it was a demo. So I guess I have almost covered all the key points from the billing perspective. Maybe from next session onwards, we can start configuration.
Yes.